All right. Let's go to the Western Conference, the runner-ups. So we'll start with the Western Conference. We'll start the Pacific Division. And we're
Pacific Division?
Yeah, Pacific.
Okay. Pacific Division.
Pacific to be specific.
Yeah, there you go. I want to go with the top player in this division.
I don't even know who's in it.
And we'll go around the table here. So,
is this for the people that are on that coast?
I know we don't really stay up.
That could be me. Yes.
Yeah, he's way over there.
Right, so
it's like 6 a.m. over there.
Hey, so we'll start with Mike, man. Go with your top player. You can just come on the line. You know what? Yeah, top player, team on the rise, and coach on the hot seat. We're just not.
So I think the team coming out of the Pacific, hands down, is going to be Golden State because they're going to be in the finals. Best player, hard to compete with Steph Curry because he was the only unanimous MVP last year. But let's see what happens with distributing the ball to Kevin Durant, with Klay Thompson still, and then see what happens with CP3 controlling the Clippers for another year. I think the Clippers are kind of they're kind of a laughing stock for me, but CP3 is always up there as one of the top players. But I'll pick Steph Curry overall as my best player. Team on the rise, I've actually got two of them. One of them out here in Phoenix. I like what the Phoenix Suns have done. Speaking of what we were talking about with the rookies, Dragon Bender, Marquise Chris, love it. I like Alex Len, Devin Booker, but the only problem with them, they have too many point guards. So if they can take those point guards, turn a couple of them into some good defensive or even scoring big men, power forwards, maybe even another center, they definitely have a bright future as well. But I'll also throw the Lakers in because they're so young with, Ingram, with Russell again, and then Randall. I think that's a good nucleus to start around. So I'm kind of team on the rise. I'm tied between the Suns and Lakers there. Coach on the hot seat, I will definitely hands down pick George Karl. His relationship with Cousins, his relationship with Rudy Gay. Rudy Gay just doesn't want to be in Sacramento. That team is in turmoil, and they need to kind of start all over. I say get rid of Cousins, throw them over to Boston, get some of those young talent that they had. They had 8 picks in the draft this year. Why not pick a few of those guys up, or develop some players from the Boston area? But Rudy Gay, let him go before he just walks away. There's a lot of opportunity to develop the Sacramento Kings, but currently they are still in extreme turmoil. So they need to go ahead and let George Karl go and start all over again.
Well, the thing is that George Karl isn't the coach anymore. Dave Jaeger, whatever his name is now the coach.
Oh, I thought it was still George Karl.
Yeah. No, for some reason they got rid of him last year, and I still think that George Karl at that point was still one of the better top 5 coaches in the league. That's my.
In that case, insert name here. Whether it was Karl and I'm completely misinformed, or Dave Jaeger. Either way, Sacramento, they're at the bottom.
They're a mess. Okay. Yeah, no doubt. All right, go ahead, Nick.
All right, my top player, I'm going with KD. KD would have been the top player in the Northwest Division, even if he was still with the Thunder. But KD is my top player. I understand it's going to be different. Like I said, he lost his chance of the scoring title coming with Golden State. But I like KD as the top player in that division. My team on the rise is the Sacramento Kings. Their roster. It honestly, on paper, is too good for them to not be the team on the rise. I mean, I like Willie Cauley-Stein, DeMarcus Cousins, of course, as we know. I mean, Darren Collison's a solid point guard. Matt Barnes is a huge pickup for them, too. Ben McLemore, all those guys, I think that they're really good. They're a good young team. They can make a push. They just, like I said earlier, they need to be good after the All-Star break to be that good of a team on the rise, and they might make the playoffs, and I think that they're going to get out first round if they do. But my coach on the hot seat, that would be Mr. Doc Rivers himself.
Get out of my head.
Hey, I'm just saying. I mean, he's coaching a franchise that just cannot advance in the postseason. They just can't do it. And year after year, we see the Clippers doing good, but they prove that injuries kill you, and the bench play doesn't live up to the standards when it comes to that, and picking up the slack for the injuries. And in my eyes, that lies on coaching. You're not preparing your second squad to be able to play at a high level of playoff basketball. And I mean, I'm not sure what the relationship between Doc and Steve Ballmer is, but I mean, I'm pretty sure Steve wants to win a championship or at least get to a conference finals. I mean, the Clippers fans are just in turmoil when it comes to this. They're a good regular season team, and they just can't get out of it. So, I mean, it's I'm going to have to say Doc. That's really all it comes down to.
Yeah, I mean, my top player is going to be Kevin Durant. He's just, it's between him and Steph. It's crazy that they got the two best players in the division on the same team. Phoenix Suns, as Mike has mentioned earlier, that they really have something with Devin Booker, man. I thought that he was not going to be as good as he was in NBA. Me and Kevin kind of really killed him at last year, but he came out to be something. So I don't know if that can continue with the sophomore slump. Earl Watson has got a lot of work on his hands. The Dragon Bender kid is a nice draft pick for him to stretch for. They got to make a decision between Eric Bledsoe and Brandon Knight. I know there's been rumors, at least with the Magic, with trading Nick Vucevic for one of these point guards, and mainly Eric Bledsoe. If Biyombo actually works out pretty well.
Big Mac.
Please get him out of here.
So there's been rumors about that. So we have to keep an eye on that when the trade deadline approaches and everything like that.
Big Mac Biyombo.
I agree with Nick 100% with Doc Rivers. You got Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, Jamal Crawford, J.J. Credit as your core players, and I know there's injury play a part of it last year, and they ran into a tough matchup with the Spurs the year before. They just doesn't have the luck of the draw, but it's a lot of pressure on them when you come to the West and play this team.
We keep trying, but we just can't get
the pressure is on them because your team at the division just got added a superstar. You put that much pressure on them already.
Whoa!
And everybody's still it's a lot of pressure on the Clippers to do something. I think they can do something, but they will still be looking up to the Golden State Warriors.
No, we signed our son. We did bring in my son. He didn't really do that well, but we'll be all right. Oh, now y'all like that?
There you go.
Doc Rivers.
And I mean,
let's see it hot. No, y'all covered it.
You agree with the top player?
Yeah, y'all pretty much covered it.
Okay. All right, Southwest Division.
Your Pacific Division. Preview brought to you by Michael. And there we go.
All right. Kevin,
and I'm done.
Kevin is here to make jokes at us right now. So.
Yeah, dude, but we saw my son. He didn't do too well.
All right. I'm going to go. Let's go to the Southwest Division.
He was okay, but he didn't really.
You got the top player, team on the rise, team on the climb.
Can I go back to Orlando?
Let me. I'm gonna go hit this. I'm gonna hit this first here. Listen, if we got top player in the Southwest Division, if we're going by contracts, it's got to be Mike Conley, right?
Mike Conley's got a very good contract.
If we're going by contracts, it's got to be Mike Conley, right?
Look here.
Hey, that wasn't in the notes.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Here,
I'm gonna go by actual talent, and it's Anthony Davis who was the best player.
Some people got paid retardedly that did not need to get paid that retardedly.
Which was him. He's the highest paid. He's the highest paid player in the NBA right now.
Get the hell out of here.
No, LeBron is.
No, Mike Conley's got a better contract.
Mike Conley's new contract.
Yeah, Mike Conley's new contract beats DeWine James' contract.
LeBron.
Now you want to talk about endorsement?
$1 billion.
Oh, $1 billion?
Yeah, LeBron. They separated Conley and LeBron and gave LeBron an extra $1 million.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say.
Pretty soon somebody's going to get signed.
I'm about to say Mike Conley was. Mike Conley's ridiculous. He's not in the top 10 NBA point guard, and he's got that much money.
I'm done.
Okay.
He's not even in the discussion.
Exactly.
And spoiler alert, I got that coming out within this other portion for Team on Decline.
Nice.
Who the hell is Mike Conley?
All right, so I got Anthony
Where did
Davis.
he play college?
Mike Conley, where did he play college?
Ohio
State.
That's why he got paid that much. That's why he got paid. He overrated sons of. Oh, never mind.
Anthony Davis.
Kevin, was that a Michigan Wolverines jab? Thanks.
Oh, no. The one thing I hate more than Michigan is Ohio State. So.
All right.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah. I can't stand. Don't let me go on my state of Ohio rant.
Yeah, I got Anthony Davis being the best player in the division here. I'm kind of weird on this, man, this division here, man. I got Memphis, and it's really depending on their health. The team on the rise. They got Parsons, Conley, and Gasol. It's a nice trio to build around. It just got to stay healthy. Now, David Fisdale, who was the Miami assistant coach, he's a good coach, but he just got to get these guys to stay healthy. So this was a hard division to do, but they can either be on the decline or on the rise. And on the decline, I had the Mavericks, even though they added Harrison Barnes. I'm not really sold on Harrison Barnes. Andrew Bogut, he's a solid big man. They may make a push for the AC, but I see Memphis being the second best team in the division behind the Spurs. Spurs is going to come out division on the top anyways, but this division was kind of hard to do for me, honestly. So I know we're going to get a lot of different answers on this. So, Mike, I know you wanted to chime in on this, so I'll let you go next.
So I picked best player. It was difficult between Anthony Davis and the guy I chose, but I'm gonna go Kawhi Leonard.
Hey, that's fair enough right there. That ain't bad.
I don't think you can lose
right now, I'm making the face Kawhi would have made whenever you picked him.
Yeah, exactly nothing. But go ahead, Mike.
But to speak to Anthony Davis's abilities and his complete all-around talent that he has as himself, and a rebuilding team, I like Buddy Hield out there. They're my team on the rise.
Okay.
I think that they're going to do pretty well. I think that the Grizzlies, they've literally been there, so I don't think they can rise anymore unless they pass the Spurs. And I love the Grizzlies for what they do. They're a defensive team. Marc Gasol, definitely, to me, the number one center, as Nick and I agreed earlier. But that Mike Conley contract, will he perform? How many times do you see these large contracts, especially the overrated players, that to me that just throws him as the number one overrated player? When they just kind of take the money and run, will he actually perform? He wasn't really fully healthy all last year. So will he play 82 games or at least 76?
Right.
Let's see what he can do. But Zach Randolph going to the bench now, it's going to be a little bit of a transition. So was he really worth $158 million? I don't know. My team on the decline, hands down, Mavericks. Dirk's going to retire. I still think they're actually recovering from the DeAndre Jordan fiasco.
Fair enough.
That itself, that put them back a few years because they had the ability of taking that money and being a real big splash in free agency. And by him doing what he did and all those players getting signed, they couldn't go anywhere. So it put them in a bad position, and all he did is just leave anyway. I think he was scared to be the main player on the team and, kind of take that team on his back, and he just went back to the Clippers. But because of that and them being set back, I'm saying the Mavs are definitely the declining team of that division.
Okay. All right, you go ahead, Nick.
Top player. I have 3 on here. But in order, I'm going to go with Anthony Davis, number 1. And, I mean, we're all on the same pages with that. Number 2, James Harden. We talked about him being in the top 5 of the MVP run. So, I mean, can't leave him out of that. And, of course, my third one is Kawhi Leonard. So, we just kind of got into all that. But my team on the rise, Houston Rockets. Now with the coach killer Dwight Howard switching teams, the Rockets can improve with the pieces around James Harden. I mean, I like this team. I really do. I mean, of course, again, I don't see them getting to the finals, but, I mean, this is a good team. And let's see if Mike D'Antoni can, do something with James Harden around, with the guys around James Harden. I know that he's going to be playing this point guard position and, the 1-2 kind of thing. And, I mean, they're pretty deep, man. They got to be a solid defensive team to be this team on the rise. But let's see what they do. And, of course, I agree with the team on the decline is the Mavericks. We all know Dirk's getting old, and I don't think these quote-unquote new improvements to their roster is going to be good enough in this Western Conference, let alone the division. The Western Conference is super competitive right now, and I talked with Cortez about this all the time. I mean, you get your the Eastern Conference will win, championships for 2 years, 3 years, then it switches over to the West, and now it's the competitive in the West now. So the Dallas Mavericks, they're just declining, man, and it's sad to see. I mean, Rick Carlisle, give that man credit, though.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy has just.
You mean Jim Carrey?
Yes, but Mark Cuban, he's got to be one depressed man right now. His team is just not living up to expectations. So yeah, that's my team on the decline, Mavericks.
All right, and then we're gonna go to probably gonna be the division on the rise in general, but the Northwest Division. I'm gonna go with you, Nick, because I know how you rave about a certain team in that division. So the team on the rise and top player and best player.
My opinion don't count.
Well, you've been walking around, so
it don't matter. I know what. know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Mine's easy. Best player, Kawhi Leonard.
All right.
In the Northwest Division?
No.
No.
Okay, I was like,
He's still going to South.
People skip me when it comes to the South.
Kevin